We came all the way out here today to meet Antoine, who has just bought this flooded or ex-flooded Porsche 924. It's a pretty cool car. It looks actually quite alright for a flood car, and he's going to do some epic things with it. So let's hear his story about what happened to the car, and also, more importantly, what he's going to do to the car. So Antoine is a pretty artistic guy, and he actually made a drawing of what he kind of wants the car to look like. It's pretty raw, I think. In his mind it looks pretty finished to me, but I'm sure he's going to change it 1,000 times over. But yeah, this is pretty cool actually. So yeah, just Antoine, talk us through here. What are you gonna...
So the plan is to make like an Outlaw Porsche, more a bit like a Magnus Walker car, if he had the idea of working on the 924. The main idea on this car for the livery is inspired by the 911 2-liter cups that we always see at Spa Classic and stuff, like the asymmetrical livery. It's all these little pieces that I want to make the car stand out a bit from the crowd, because when you go to an event, 924 are always pretty much the cars that are in the back and not always in great shape. And I kind of want to make this car really cool and just different from all the 924 that you see.
So even though this car was partially underwater, the inside is actually surprisingly clean. They cleaned it out pretty quickly, as I said. And both the seats, the interior, and everything else is actually pretty clean. It hasn't run before, so Antoine is a bit scared to start the car for the first time. But hopefully everything's going to be all right. But the interior is actually pretty nice. It could obviously be better, but overall there's no major rust, or the sills are actually very, very good. The back of the car is clean, the entire trunk is clean, which is pretty special with these cars anyway. So to have this being a flood car and still be this clean is actually pretty good, right?
Yeah, it was a lot of work to just get it there, but...
Yeah, because you helped clean this car when it was flooded, or?
No, it's not this one, it was another 924. So the cool thing about this one is that, as I said, it doesn't really have all the mud in it. So as you can see there, that's the most of the mud that you had in this car. So it was pretty easy to clean, but there's still a lot of work to do, and some mud is hidden here and there in the car. So.
Yeah, of course. So maybe like an important side note, when there were these floods here in this part of Belgium and also some parts of Luxembourg and Germany, the major problem for cars like this was not really the water that was going to be in there, but actually like the thick mud that was left behind after the water was gone. So pretty much this car and many other cars were filled with like this thick substance of mud that was really hard to get out. But apparently this one was actually quite all right in terms of how much mud was actually in the car. So also the damage is second to none. Maybe also only electrical issues are...
Yeah, I think it will have some electrical issues, of course, because maybe I can open the... If these are some pretty old cars, it's really the start of all the electrical stuff.
The spaghetti wiring.
Yeah. And as you can see, there's quite a bit of wire everywhere, so...
Yeah, it's not the cleanest engine bay.
No. But like, for a flooded car, it's pretty okay, because the engine had been... just after the flood, the car was drained, so the gearbox and the engine. So we know that the engine is running by hand, but we haven't started it yet.
Yeah, so it's not a seized engine, but we also don't know if it's actually running right now.
The engine work, and everything is still pretty clean. Like, we opened a few fuse box and stuff. Everything is kind of okay, but yeah, we will need to figure a lot of things out.
Yeah, I guess so. And the plan is also to... What are you going to do with the interior? Like...
So for the interior, there's like a plan in my head. I really want to go with a 924 Carrera GTS interior. So all of the rally instrumentation will go away. Maybe it will end up in my Corsa, I don't know yet. But all the carpets will be redone entirely, like new. Everything, all the central console and stuff, everything is gonna get out of the car. It's just really clean, simple. Just the hydraulic and brake, if I keep it, I don't know yet. The gear lever and the rest will be.
It'll be pretty simple with a touch of racing heritage, kind of.
Yeah.
But not really something too crazy, not entirely race spec.
Here.
And then, like, maybe on the back here, there's a pretty cool, like,
idea of what the car.
Yeah, idea of what the car has been through. Like, this is actually filled with water partially. I think it's also pretty visible that the water at some point was up until like 50% of the height of the light here, but it's already gone down. I mean, already it's not really the case after a year, but it's gone down for a little bit. But yeah, that's basically a result or piece of remembrance from when the car was flooded.
Yeah, because from what I've heard, like, because of course the guy was not there when the car was flooded, but the weather came pretty much around here, so it's pretty high.
Yeah, I think we can say that the engine was probably underwater then.
Yeah, the engine was underwater, the dashboard too. So all the things that you don't want to be underwater was underwater. So, but it's okay. It seems like there's no water in the tank, which is a good thing too.
That's good, yeah.
So, working on the car and knowing about it, like, maybe I can reopen that, but if you look at all the wiring and stuff, it's not rusted and it's still pretty clean, so we have a good hope that with a new battery and a bit of work, every aspect of the electrical stuff, like the lights and all these things would work pretty easily.
That it will pretty much survive, like,
we hope
pretty easily. Yeah. And like, what are your next steps with the car? What is the first thing that you're gonna do? What is like the entire plan here?
So right now the first thing is maybe even tomorrow, just removing all stickers, except for the rally ones, like, because these ones are really cool. Because,
yeah, so there's an entire like collection of stickers on the car of what the car has kind of been throughout its life. Like, we have one here from 2020, which is probably the most recent one because the flood happened in 2021.
Yeah.
But there's also some from 2008. We are in Belgium, but some of these are pretty far away, like Marathon des Alpes here.
Portugal there.
And then Rally de Portugal. So if that focuses. So the car has been through a lot. It's seen better days. It's been to a lot of places. But I do think it's in very good hands with you, and that it's going to be a very amazing car as well.
Again. And I know the previous owner, and I know that the car. I've seen that car race at the Boucle of Bastogne, so and it's from a really good friend of my dad. So it stays in a range of people that know the car, and it will be a cool build. And I hope that the previous owner will be like, okay, that's what you made with my dead car. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I guess it's better to see one of these cars, even if it's your own car. It's maybe sometimes better to sell it for a low price, but see that someone is passionate about it, just that he's going to rebuild the car, reuse the car, put it into a much better state, do something really unique with the car, than just keeping it in your garage and never using it again. And just as a side note as well, the Boucle de Bastogne is the rally which used to be the Boucle de Spa. And it's a really old rally that's been going on for like 50 years or more, something like that. And yeah, it's kind of, if you live in Belgium and you are a rally driver, especially with classic cars, the Boucle de Bastogne is the rally to do. So the fact that did this car take part in the Boucle de Bastogne, or?
Yeah, 4 times.
4 times already, so.
16, 17, 19 and 20.
So 4 times.
I do think it won too.
It's class or outright?
It is class. I think
okay.
It won in 60 or 50 kilometers class. I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure the car won the Boucle of Bastogne once.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
So that's a cool story too. But
yeah, that's pretty cool.
The plan right now, so removing all the livery, move to the interior, remove everything, clean the seats, clean the harness, remove all the carpets, clean the whole interior. So tomorrow I'm gonna go and take some piece for the dashboard, like a new glove box, some cash and stuff, like different little things to make it nice again.
It is pretty messy in here. Like, it does have this kind of old used and abused race car vibe, which is pretty cool. But if you're going to use it as like a proper car and it's your own car, you do maybe want it to be a little bit cleaner.
This is the type of stuff that I really want to get rid of, like the carpet that was just gutted. They could have just got a nice hole around around it, but no, they made like a whole patch out of it. So that's the kind of stuff that I really want to remove and redo all the carpets nicely. Restore the steering wheel too, because it's a genuine Momo one from the 80s. So that's the kind of thing that you really want to keep in these cars. The end brake, maybe reposition it, and the kind of stuff to all the brackets for the seats. Same, like disassemble everything, repaint them, make them look clean again.
Yeah, well, I think it's definitely what the car deserves, and you can see that it was built by someone which kind of knows what they're doing. The car is in a pretty good state. As we said, there is almost no rust, like maybe 2 very small spots, which is actually quite all right for what the car's been through, because the Rally de Bastogne is also in the winter, so it's probably seen a few roads with a lot of salt on there. So the fact that it's this clean is actually quite all right. So
I have some pictures of this car, like just sliding in the snow at the Book of Bastogne. So
yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a fun build and a fun car as well. We are working on a website as we speak, and we are going to try and just upload some pictures every once in a while and just like keep the story of the car alive on the channel, alive on the website that we're going to build. And just kind of keep you guys updated with what this build is going to be and what's happening with the car. I do guess, how long do you think it will take, Antoine, to finish this car?
My goal will be to be at the Onassis event next year with it.
But not complete. I'm guessing not completely done, or?
I hope completely done. We will see. But because the interior, I already like sourced all the things that I needed to get, and it's kind of cheap because I'm gonna try to make it all myself. Like as a designer,
yeah,
I kind of want to make my own stuff. So I have the time to do it, and the parts are not super expensive. So yeah, I'd say 1 year it will be done. I hope so. Maybe not all the little stuff, all the little details, because you know, like the Porsche, the typical Porsche stuff, like the tag wear, chronograph, and the dashboard, like. These parts are cool, but they're pretty expensive, so that's stuff for the later. Or, for example, the seats.
Yeah, well, let's keep into that in 1 year he can take me for a drive in the 924, and it is like partially finished. I'm not gonna say that it's gonna be completely finished, because that's just impossible. But it might be partially finished. But yeah, it was a pretty cool car. We're gonna keep you updated on this project. I think there's going to be a lot done to this car, and then the progress is going to move pretty fast, probably, because obviously when you buy a project like this and it's like in your garage and it's like this rally car build, this race car build, it's pretty hard to not get going on it. In the meantime, we are going to get started on the E36 as well, because as we speak now, we really haven't done anything to the car due to time, but we're going to get started on that as well, and Antoine is going to get started on this. So yeah, it's pretty exciting, and we'll try to keep you updated. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.